Hello everybody and welcome to the final act of Wolverine's Revenge. Now last act we took down Magneto because we're still waiting between getting the cure and finding a place to meet up with the X-Men to get it. And it all comes ahead in this final act, which is actually the shortest part of the game, but it's pretty much just one boss fight. This game is kind of weird when you look back at it. I mean, I think my current time for the game is like 6 to 7 hours. So it's a relatively short game, and well, only the first 4 acts really have a decent amount of substance to them, and not even the 4th act has that much. But the last 2 are really short, especially this one. This one's just one boss fight, but it's a long boss fight. And it's a pretty tough one, but I'm pretty sure this will be the first time I'll probably do this without using cheats. So this is going to be a really difficult boss just by hearing that. So yeah, I hope you sit back, relax and enjoy as I continue on.
If you know what's good for you, girlie.
You're looking for a ride to the Xenon building?
How'd you know that?
Maybe you are a good guy after all. I owe you one, Wolverine. I'm backing your plan.
Cyborgs under my control. Except for Sabretooth, of course. He did it for money, and for the pleasure of causing you pain.
You set this up? What for, Yuriko? Don't you know I'm dying?
Revenge, you fool! I wanted your death to be in my hands. You, who are bonded with the adamantium process invented by my father. You, who stole my legacy.
You want the adamantium back that bad? Come and get it.
The virus is breaking down your healing factor. You must be more careful. Logan. The Blackbird will be with you soon.
my death, Logan. Give me back my birthright.
Hold on, Logan. The Blackbird will be with you soon.
Nothing next to the shame of defeat. My death is not the death you will know, Logan. I have forsaken my humanity for revenge, and I will see no end of pain. Only an eternity of cold replacement parts and the smell of hot solder. You have won, Logan. For now!
Rogue will be with you soon, Logan. Hang in there.
Sugar? You look like something the cat dragged in. Best have a slug of this here serum that Hank mixed up for you.
It's you, little helper, Rogue. Nasty. You didn't bring me anything frosty to wash it down with, did you, darling?
I'm the pilot, not the cabin attendant, big boy. You ready to go home?
Can't ever go home again, darling. Just take me where I can put my feet up on the table and nobody cares. Reasons? Hell, maybe we all have our reasons. Ain't none bigger than revenge. Deathstrike became its slave. Revenge is a twisting, searing fire that burns deep in your belly. Take it away and you're left to face up to the reality of who and what you are. Revenge? I still want more. And maybe that's just as well.
Are you sure this is the one you want? He seems rather uncontrollable.
Yes, he is the one I need. A pure survivor. Truly one of the strong. Begin making preparations for my newest horseman.
The loudspeaker said other Alpha Class mutants got loose. Who are we talking about here?
Magneto and Omega Red. Omega Red.
That was Wolverine's Revenge. As you can see, it ends pretty shortly. That was the first time I've ever done that without cheating. Well, the cheat just gives you infinite health. And I beat it on the second try. Yeah, I had to fight it twice. It was the waves that did me in, but that was more like not knowing the pattern of what to do. And the second time I just beat it easy. So because I remember that you have to electrocute with those. I remember everything in this fight, really. I remember that you do a strike to her in the first phase, and then you go up that ladder immediately so you can get away from her. I remember in the second phase you blow up the switches so you can get through to the next fence. And I remember the third phase you shoot the lightning at her. I forgot. I did forget mid-fight that it has to be directly at her or else it won't work. So, good on the developers for that. That's actually... well, nice that they incorporate such a feature into it. And finally I knew that for the last bit of the fight, you have to get her to the edge. But you also have to make sure you're not on a feasible edge, because she will kill you just the same way I strike her and send her over the edge. She'll do the same to Wolverine. So, yeah. So, in review, I'll give this a game a 6 out of... is it 6? It's 2003, 2002, 2003. Story's actually pretty great. For an original concept for a Wolverine story, pretty good. A lot of all the elements you kind of want in a Wolverine story. Not much to say about voice acting. Characters done pretty well, I think. Yeah, well, Wolverine, Sabretooth. Not so much anybody else, really. One thing that did bother me thinking about it is, I never thought about this before, probably because I was so young, but how does Professor X talk to... why did they make Professor X talk to Wolverine in the Void when the last... no. So the fifth part to the Void Act, it says it's shielded. So there's no feasible way you could be listening to him through it. Like, he gives you insight, like, be extremely silent, stealth is your best option here, etc, etc. Somehow he's talking to you where he shouldn't be feasible. Settings in the world, they're alright. Okay, they're pretty good for, again, for what you expect from a Wolverine game. As for the AI and the gameplay, see, Wolverine's section of the gameplay is actually pretty great. I will give it that. If that was, it's about 7 out of 10. But the AI for the enemies is 4 out of 10. Like, they have a great combat scene, but besides that, they're pretty bad. Like, they don't pick up their guns again. They don't do anything besides like the crouch and shoot and the stagger towards you, or standing still and moving, just rotating. The biggest hitch is that the AI is pretty stupid. Like, I can trick them into stealth pretty easily, which I use a lot, a decent amount in this gameplay. And if you just make them lose their weapon and run towards you, you can lead them into fire and electricity pretty easy. It's not like something you have to push them towards, you just literally lead them to. I actually did that with the Department H mutants. Well, not mutants, but weapons. Whatever those things were. The freak show. I'm not sure what to call them. I let them into electricity just because that's the easiest way to kill them. But most of the combat can be put aside, because you can just use the strike system to kill multiple enemies in one go. Sorry, I actually didn't get used. I think I might have only used there's two strikes that I didn't do actually. One is 2 people to the left and right side of you while Wolverine is facing forward or back. That one's just extremely difficult to. Any of those are extremely difficult to get, and then there's the person one with 1 to the left, forward, and right. And I think I only got 1 of those, or not all. It's just extremely difficult to get. It's kind of sad because that is pretty nice to watch. Voice acting from Mark Hamill, and actually this might be my favorite version of voice for Sabretooth. Looking back at it, he's actually pretty great, whatever that was. Jeez, I just realized this game didn't get credits. Is that... well, if there is credits I might put them in, but damn, there's no credits. There isn't, okay, but there isn't much to gameplay besides the stealth and the, it's well-made stealth and combat. Combat's actually pretty great on Wolverine's end, but besides him, and besides it, there isn't much use to it. But compared to other games at this time, it's a pretty big standout, and especially against other superhero games like 2002, 2003. Like this, we get 7 or 8 out of 10 in comparison to superhero games. Even later into the PS2 era, or yeah, the end of the PS2 era, or even start of PS3, I still ranked as higher than. Well, I haven't played any of them, but I'm sure I'd rank them this one above, just because it's a nice little package. Gives you exactly what you want. And like, even having the AI be so bad, yeah, I can still have fun with. I still have fun with that. I remember numerous times playing this. I just lead them into fire for the fun of it. And Wolverine has a nice healing factor, which only works when he has his claws retracted. Getting good. And it's a factor. It's a game mechanic as well. So yeah, it's a childhood game for me. And oh, there might be one other video on this, and that would be the challenges. If I can get that up and going. Oh, maybe it's Cerebro. And the extra cutscenes. So maybe just an extras video for this. So, yeah. So it's 6 out of 10 by game standards. There's also no very besides the Department H mutants, whatever the main term for them is, and the robots, the machines in the void, I mean, and the guys at the end, the mutant hunters from the void. There's no variety in the enemies. Like every other enemy acts the same. But I do appreciate how much effort went into the multiple ways of stealth. You can strike from above, you can strike from a wall, you can strike from kneeling down, to even to the point where I can get one enemy without alerting the others. You can strike from far distance by strafing. Is there any other reasons? I'm talking about stealth strikes, not the others. And oh, they also put in some special ones, like the guy who was cooking, the people overlooking some turns, and the guy who's about to fall off the bridge and you just kill him. Like, they went the extra bit for what they could, so I appreciate that. So, yeah, and the stealth actually does factor into the game. Like, actually, focus is in nearly every act of the game. You can either do it stealthily, or you can do it by alerting all the guards and they can do it a combat way, which I wouldn't recommend because of how tough the AI is, but you can. So there's like 2 ways to play this game, which is actually pretty okay. I might bump it up to 7 out of 10 just because there's 2 ways to play it now. Yeah. Also, the guys in the beds, you can also stealth kill them. The physics isn't pretty bad, but that doesn't factor into it. Think of like destroying that door to the barracks, sleeping barracks. Okay, yeah. This might be, I think this is the only game that incorporate Wolverine senses. Yeah. So 7 out of 10, just because that different scenarios kind of thing. And maybe they were planning a sequel to this game, but I guess it just didn't fall through and it didn't sell enough. I mean, I think the game came out. Was the first movie 2009? Oh, okay, maybe it did come out with X soon. Now, use Hugh Jackman's face on the cover, but there's nothing close to it in the actual game. So I don't even. I guess I get the reasoning, but I mean, why bother if he's not actually even featured anywhere other than the cover? I know it's marketing material, but the game developers end. So yeah, that was X2 Wolverine's Revenge. It's probably the 2nd best Wolverine game out there. It was actually pretty well made. The more I think about it, bugs can be fun if they're broken in a way you can use them for a bit of playfulness. But if they're used just against, actually there's perfect. I just had a perfect scenario. The way enemies can kill you so fast in this game, the way you can trigger some things very easily. That's bugs that work against you. That's the bugs you kind of hate. But the MEAI being so bad and reacting to things so poorly, that's bugs you can have fun with. So yeah, this game actually has 2 great examples of the opposite ends. So, yeah. So it's a great comic book game for Wolverine. So yeah. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And this is Game Guy Z. Turn off X-Men 2: Wolverine's Revenge. See ya.